So here's a bourbon hunting video at Colonial Wine and Spirits. Now this has a bit of a backstory with a Facebook group, so I'll let you know on all that and what I picked up here. I forgot to take video going in, so here's a reenactment of me and Oscar showing up out front. Homer was with us too, but I don't have a photo of him handy, so he misses out. Now these guys are pretty close to Nashville Barrel Company, so when I realized that, I did a bit of a detour and went over and did that last video, but that means I missed Kelp Patel. He's the owner of Colonial Liquors, and he's one of the founding members of the Melrose Barrel Pickers. Kelp does a lot of allocations to that group, depending on if you're a top commentator or whatever, and they also do drops through their lives. So, great group to be a part of. I don't think they're accepting members right now because I think they've expanded to about 2,000. But anyway, if you're in the area, definitely go and check out Colonial Liquors. So let's go inside and have a look. What do you got in your vault here? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, nothing to do.
How are you guys like associated with like the Melrose Barrel Club?
Yeah. It's based over the summer.
Yeah. Sort of. I'm from Knoxville, so I don't get over here too much, but I've been a part of that barrel pick club for a while. And I finally got one of these. Like every time they post a live and they post a link, I'm never fast enough. But
yeah, nobody is. It's impossible.
Yeah. So this time, I think maybe because of the price or whatever, might have had a bit more of a time, but
yeah,
still, that's a pretty cool bottle.
The only thing we got behind the counter today is this one from Franklin Distillery, which is right down the street from us.
That's cool. Yeah, we were just over at, we were delayed because we didn't realize how close we were to Nashville Barrel. Oh, yeah. So I just went over there and did a little pour your own thing. It was awesome, man. Nice. So super cool store here, you know, it's really good to go to a store where people really know their whiskies and, you know, you can chat to them and talk to them, and having the group thing makes it even cooler because just more of a community, right? And that's a big part of bourbon.
It's like a wine barrel sealed making. Look at that, dude. If a bourbon company did something like that, I would buy that shit all day long.
And it's all rum.
Yeah, but look at the size of those bottles. And
yeah, that's nice.
This is an awesome kit.
154 the
I'd pay 154 for that. I'd buy that right now if that was a bourbon. Like if Old Forester did that with all their different yeast strains.
Well, Four Roses did a similar thing.
That's what I meant, Four Roses.
Yeah, well they did do one.
But they didn't put it in this kit like that.
Nah, yeah, it was a bit funny. So yeah, that Hampton Estate rum, that was a pretty cool little kit there that Homer... Yeah, if anyone's thinking about making those in the bourbon industry, do it. I know Four Roses does have a similar thing, but that was just really nicely put together. You have the Bardstown Amaroot there and Highway Reserve. That Amaroot, it's distinctive. I'm not a huge fan of it. And then Horse Soldier, that stuff's all pretty good, and they've got their 10-year one, which is really good. Got some Sazerac rye here and good old short barrel. Short barrel, it's hard to pass up, especially some of their special release things. Castle and Key, that's one I probably should give another go to. I tried their stuff when I first got into bourbon at the distillery and just wasn't much of a fan, but apparently it's got a lot better. Green River. The Green River has a foolproof or cask strength wheated bourbon. They're only doing about 200 barrels, but if you run across that, definitely jump all over it. There's the Woodinville. I did a review on their 8-year the other day. Like I say, wasn't a huge fan of the Woodinville stuff, but people rave about it. Frey Ranch always does good stuff. You know, they're doing grain to glass really well, and sort of their uncut is a really good. You can get store picks that are absolutely amazing. Some Buckner's 10 there, like I say. There's the boys from Smoky Mountain have done a pick on that, so I'm not picking up any other ones because I'm going to have to buy one of them. And then Found North, single barrel Found North. I've seen them in a few places, and I have tried some of the limited release Found North, and it is really good. That Bourbon Rabbi, that's a very distinct bottle. It's sort of sideways, so it fits in it'll fit in some cabinets better than others, but yeah. and Rough Riders, and good old Jack Daniels Single Barrel Rye. What's that one coming in at? Hard to see, but they're all good. Man, if you haven't got one of those on your shelf, you need to get one. This store also had a really good like tequila, vodka, all the rest of it. It's that new Whistle Pig bourbon, some eggnog. Oh, it's almost out of eggnog season, so get it while you can. And that, yeah, Immaculata, I think is not how you pronounce it, but anyway, it's apparently really good, but you know, it's also very expensive. Some of that very old Saint Nick. Went off topic a little bit here and talked to the guys about my camera. Told them that Bruzel had one. If it's good enough for Bruzel, it's almost good enough for me. Red-handed. That looks like something from Tennessee. I have not seen that one. The Senator and the Representative. Tried both of those and they're all really good. Looks like a special edition Woodford Reserve, but just a sticker. And that 10-year Bullet Rye, that's another one that a lot of people really like, and I'm sort of on the fence on most Bullet stuff, but Larceny, that is their new batch, and it is pretty good. And then this Old Fourth Distillery, like that is some pretty good stuff. It was one of those check out my obscure whiskey shorts that I did. Daryl gave me, I don't know if it was that exact bottle, but from what I can recall, I think it was pretty good. Whole bunch of old Buffy Trace down there, and then they have that lockup thing, so they'll put allocated bottles in there, and they said if you spend over $100 or get a store pick, or make them laugh. And of course I made them laugh, but unfortunately today there wasn't anything in there. There's a Murray Hill Club. That old Route 8, that's also that Augusta distillery. Let's zoom around here, back to this way, and go down this little aisle down here. Like I say, not a huge store, not like a mega store or anything, but really got some really good stuff, and they've got good people, right, which really helps to pick. It's no good going to a big Total Wine and get fed some Chestnut Farms. There's some bourbon there, that Southern Collective. That's some pretty good stuff, and they're a bunch of good guys apparently. And Leaper's Fork, they are also in Nashville. And apparently there's a bar around Leaper's Fork, and you can run into some old 90s, 2000 rock legends. Over this way via Bardstown, which of course was closed. Tried to get the what do you call it? Cathedral one.
I haven't seen that one yet. That's
So-
not one we've gotten in yet.
Yeah, no, I don't think they will. I think it's a little 375, and it was finished in barrels made from like Notre Dame, like the Cathedral of Notre Dame or some crazy shit like that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, too.
Yeah.
No, a little fucked up, but also really cool.
Yeah, so 300-year-old wood from the Cathedral of
I'm gonna
Notre Dame.
say, check back last Tuesday in March. That's when we do our allocation drop.
Okay.
But today they got 3 cases of the Buffalo.
Yeah, we
Trace.
do have a lot of Buffalo Trace out and available because these didn't fly off the shelves as fast. Last time people were literally buying 2 and 3 cases at a time, so I think they're all stocked up. I
Yeah,
think all of Nashville has now gotten their fix on our Buffalo Trace.
yeah, that's definitely seems to be the key, right? It's it's great until you can get it, and then it's just not that good anymore. So there, last Tuesday in March. Maybe go take a visit. Don't just show up for allocation though, you know. Become a regular, and you'll get given good stuff. Don't be a bludger. There's a Calumet 1516, all really good. I'm not a big fan of the 8 and the 10, but the 15 and 16 are amazing. Some Basil Haydens down here, big boy Basil Haydens, all with a belt. Row 96, I'm not a big fan of that one either. And the Bullets. That's an interesting one there with the medallion on there. Haven't seen that guy before. Some James E. Pepper and some Standard of the Makers. Can't go wrong with a good old number 6 cast strength. It's always a good pour. Down here, some Wyoming whiskey, Rye 3. That makes some really good stuff. Their cigar batch is really good, and Old Soul and Chicken Cark. Some people probably say I'm going too fast, and the labels are pretty hard to read, but just know that all these prices were basically MSRP. You know, there was nothing that was above or ridiculous of any sort in this store. That's not sort of how they do it, I don't think. Driftless Glen, they make some really good stuff too. Some pretty good bottom shelf stuff down there. A lot of the Nelson Bros stuff is all pretty good. Uncle Nearest and some Chattanooga, so Tennessee representing there. My mother-in-law is a big fan of the rye, and she's actually coming to stay next week. So unfortunately, I am out of town working, but might get her a bottle of that. But I forgot. Yeah. So the reason I came in here was part of the group thing. They had a drop for what they call the birthday bottle. It was one of the Elkwood Reserve ones, which is buff turkey, and they did an awesome job tatering it up. And they call it Turkey Rex. Put it in a tube. You'll see that in a little bit. But basically, they do a live, and then they post a Google Doc, and you got to jump on the Google Doc, fill it out, and if you're in time, you will be allocated a bottle, and you have to come pick it up in a week. So I've tried probably 3 or 4 times and just have never been fast enough. I think this one, because maybe the price point, you know, it was over $250, it was $267, I think. It just, or I got in really quick. Whatever, I just got in there quick and was able to pick one up. There's a Discovery 9. There's a lot of these old orange labels, A789s, still floating around. And that's a pretty good price. A lot of that stuff is, you know, coming down. It's cheaper than what it started out. Jefferson's Ocean, a little bit hit and miss on some of those voyages. Some voyages are great, some are not so good. But the Tropics is good. And there's the old Gypsy from our Jack Daniels man. Sings country and western music. What is his name? Eric Church, of course. I did not have to look that up on Google at all. Sagamore Rye, all that stuff is really good. And then there's some Peerless, both the rye and the bourbon. Both of those are pretty excellent. And then they have a lot of finished stuff too, but the prices on their finished stuff can get pretty high. Classic Rare Breed. Someone told me the other day that they were not able to find Rare Breed at their local stores. I forget who it was. Comment below if it was you. That is crazy to me. Everywhere I go there's Rare Breed, and I'd probably freak out if there wasn't. There's some of the standard Four Roses stuff. I don't really like that. I think I'm going to step up to the small batch. And then the Ben Holiday stuff, which is all really good and can't go wrong with. You know what? I may have gone off 1910. I got a bottle of it the other day and I opened it, and man, I just finding it a little bit too oaky. I think I'm sort of going off double oak. I don't know. And there's that the Jim Beam, that one that people have been sort of raving about. It's somewhat flavored, like winter thing. And then Backbone. Buddy James is a big Backbone bourbon fanatic. He loves their really old ryes and stuff like that. So I had never seen that one before, but they are non-distiller producers, so they get their stuff from Canada or MGP or wherever. But normally pretty good. Tin cups. Comes with a tin cup. And the 2XO, that single barrel Gemma Kentucky there is really good. Now the blackened. Some of these blackened crosses, you know, I've got one that's Willet, blackened, you know, collab with Willet, and that is really good. But I am not a fan of just their standard stuff. Some more bottom shelf stuff down there. So yeah, great store. There's all their scotch. Got a big selection of scotch. Big selection of, you know, all the vodkas, tequilas. Look at all those tequilas. Man, if you're into tequila, there it all is. All the clear stuff. That was only sort of half the store, so the whole other half is full of your wines and your beers and all that other good stuff. So yeah, this is a really good store. If you're in the Nashville area, stop by, say hi, say House Bourbon sent you, and yeah, definitely check it out. So let's go pick up my stuff. Oh, they did have these mystery bags, which I thought were pretty unique. So there was a beer mystery bag, wine mystery bag, and then we'll go around the other side and they have like whiskey mystery bags. So yeah, so let's have a look at this gorgeous tube, Turkey Rex. Now, I think Rex, it's his birthday. They called this the birthday bottle. And it is your standard buff turkey done by Elkwood. So there's been a few Elkwoods around, but this one is special because it is Turkey Rex. And yeah, it's pretty low proof, 112. They said to let it air out for a little bit, so I have tried it, and man, the best way I can describe it is juicy. It's just so juicy, it's so fruity. Like, people mentioned watermelon, and it's as juicy like that. So it's much better than the sealback one. So yeah, I'm pretty happy I got this one. And then how could we not take Mr. Whataburger to Whataburger? Homer in his happy place. So good. The best thing ever made. Legitimate.